Another Wednesday evening, man, them chat in the building. Tonight, we've got some special guests in the house. Well-known and popular vocal trio straight out of our town. Also, members from Luton's probably most famous family, I would probably say. X Factor finalists and a whole heap more. Tonight, we've got Voices and Soul in the building. Welcome, ladies. Well gone.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we got Grace, we've got Kareen, we've got Hildia. Girls, you want to tell me from the beginning? Bit of insight from back in the day. How did it all start? Growing up? Them sort of things.
Go on then, Hill. She likes to chat. No, or Grace.
Yeah, get the family historian out.
My father and my mother gave birth to 10 children. Well, my mum gave birth to 10 children and then adopted several more. So there was quite a lot of us living together in the house at one time. I'm number 9 out of the 10.
Wow.
Grace is number 2. No, 2 now. So,
your volume's a little bit low.
Yeah. So so I'm number 9, Grace is number 5, and we grew up with 2 pastors. My dad and my mum were pastors, and so we grew up in church. You want to say?
And the rest.
So that's from the beginning. So my dad used to he's a self-taught musician, so he used to say, any of us want to learn an instrument, he'll teach us. So all the boys learned how to play instruments and the girls sang.
Well, not all the girls.
Well, not all of them could sing.
No, Irene, no,
they just played the tambourine. Irene.
I was in the kitchen.
Yes, that's right. That's why she's a good cook.
So anything else you want to know?
Yeah, just about growing up. Yeah, so there's 10 of you. There's 10 of you, yeah? You can name them all? You want to name them all?
Okay, so the eldest is Nordine, then Irene, then Robert David,
named David,
then Stephen, then Grace, Gilly, Glenn, Pauline, Glenn, me, and Joshua.
Who's me?
Hildia and Joshua. And how old is the youngest? The youngest is...
Why are you asking the question?
The youngest is 41.
And the eldest is 71. No, joking. The eldest is 65.
Wow.
Yeah. Guys, if you're not talking, mute your mic, yeah?
Yeah, at least.
Please, yeah.
Mute them.
Grace, the eldest is 66. I'm 65.
66 is the eldest. And mute yourself. Nobody asks any question.
So what was it like? Was it like growing up with so much siblings and that? It must have been like pandemonium in the house, innit? Was it?
Chaotic.
There was
can I say my point?
At one point there's 8 at one time.
Okay.
So
I was born in between 4 boys, and I never learned to be a girl until I was older.
You're not a girl yet. Still not a girl.
I had to play like the man's them.
Yeah. So was it a strict background, strict upbringing, strict Jamaican style upbringing, or
my father was a disciplinary one.
Yeah.
And my mother was sort of disciplinary, but I remember the times when we would run around our mum making so much noise, and mum would say, "Oh, no, shut up, right?" And she used to, we always making noise. As soon as we heard the radio, my dad's radio, we sat there like good little children. And my dad would walk into the room and say, "Good evening, children." With us, good evening, Dad. And Daddy just looked and said, what a wonderful children. And my mum was behind him looking at us and went, oh, you guys, like, you know, because she couldn't wait for my dad to come home.
That's when you
Because
start to hear.
Irene and Nordin was the worst one.
Well, can you imagine? Can you imagine? My mum had 9 children by the age of 29.
Wow.
Grace,
Wow.
remember when you
9 children.
Yeah,
Grace,
busy.
Grace,
Yeah.
remember when you got caught with cigarette?
I mean, remember when you got caught with man?
See, this is where it's gonna get to. That this is what I'm
All right. Oh God.
Okay, so what spurred you
God.
into singing? I know you said your father was he taught himself musical instruments and that, but what really drove you to do singing, and what drove you to come together? Because I'm sure at one stage, Ildia, you were singing from previous, as far as I remember.
Yes, because growing up, Dad used to, and we had a family group called Black Horizons. And,
Black Horizons.
Black Horizons.
Okay.
And Dad used to enter us for competitions or bring us to festivals.
Right.
And so my singing career then started from when I was 5, and used to enter these competitions. When you know where the Mecca Bingo is? That used to be Caesar's Palace on Skimport Road.
Yeah, by the Tesco.
Yes.
Yeah.
That used to be Caesar's Palace, and he entered us for a competition. We came second, and the winner went on to Opportunity Knocks with Huey Green.
So when you say you came second, who was that then? You and who was?
It was all of us in the family, all of us siblings, plus Harriet, and we had what's his name? Raymond. He was part of it. Anyway, there's a few people added onto it.
Right.
Anyway, so from there, I was in a church choir called Inspirational Choir, who went on to do Madness Wings of a Dove, which came to number 2 in the charts. From there, it launched us to professionality, and we became a professional.
Yeah, because he was in that video, Hill did it. I remember that video.
Yes, I remember that video.
Were you in the video?
People thought we were, but we weren't.
What was it? The singing?
Sarah was in it.
Oh, was it Sarah?
Where's Sarah?
She's in the background.
Is that Sarah? Why are you disguising, girl? I didn't even know it was you.
Oh yeah, the Browns are in the house, mate.
Hello,
the
darling.
connection, the linking. What them thinking?
At the same time of being in Inspirational Choir, Sarah and I was in a group.
Right.
We were called Hildia and Sarah, or Sarah and Hildia. But we used to sing in churches and go around, things like that, and then do professional recordings for artists. And then
she did well. She did well.
So I did well. No, I did well in the singing because I went on a world tour with Depeche Mode. Yeah.
Okay.
And I went on a tour with Janet Kay.
Yeah.
And I sang with Shaka Khan as a backing vocal.
Okay.
So don't even go there.
We're not going. When I was a teenager, I think we started this group called the Uprisers, and Errol Freighter was our manager. Yeah, Errol Freighter was our manager, and Leah.
Was he a good manager?
Leah and I were.
Leah
and I were backing vocalists, and Gilly was the lead singer.
Wow!
And then the musicians were Philip Nugent, Earl Blucher, Lennox Ferdinand, Stephen Campbell was Who else was in it? Who was in it?
Before my time.
Yeah, well before your time. And yeah, we used to, I think I'm missing one person, but I can't think who it was.
Okay.
And
What kind of music were you
used to be
doing,
in a group,
Grace?
and we used to rehearse at 61 Club.
Yeah. What kind of music? Reggae.
I
reggae.
actually
Yeah.
remember that group, and I
Yeah.
remember them rehearsing. Yeah,
Yeah, it's reggae.
Club.
We used to sing
Mm.
reggae. He used to write his own songs, and we sang along, and we used to travel up and down the country. Aaron was a good manager.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's good.
So there was so much
So,
talent in Luton
so
then.
you guys growing up in the church background, yeah? Did you
Yeah.
have like issues doing like secular music? Was it an issue, or was it
Well, I had left
discouraged, or was it
home.
encouraged, or?
I had left home from there, so I could do what I like.
Oh, okay. Yeah, bad yeah.
No,
All
my
of
dad,
it.
my dad,
No wonder.
even though he was strict, he was very encouraging
Yeah.
in whatever career we wanted to do. So us singing with secular musicians was okay. The rest of the church is something else. But as long as my dad was okay with it, it was fine.
Because my dad's motto was, why are you playing records when you can make your own?
Okay.
Fair enough, innit? So,
Okay.
yeah, go on, Mark. You go.
Sylvia, come on, you said you went all over the world. Then come on, tell us some of the places you went. Because obviously, Depeche Mode, didn't it? They were probably one of the big
Yeah. I was
groups,
backing
wasn't it?
vocal for Depeche Mode. So we went to America, USA, all over.
Hawaii.
We did this USA. Anyway, we went to Europe. We did a Europe tour. The only place we didn't go was Russia.
And India.
Is that right? Yeah, Russia and India.
Yeah, your mic's muted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so when and the thing was, God is good, because there's certain people I really want to meet in my life, and God allowed me to meet them while I was on tour with Depeche Mode. There was one time we were in Detroit, Michigan, and I was there, not Detroit, was it Detroit? Anyway, Detroit. And I was sitting in the foyer on a Sunday morning because I was going to go and see go to the Winans Church. And so I was waiting for my exec car to take me there. And opposite, there was this man, and you could see he was a black man, and he had his newspaper, one of those Times, and he was reading it, and then he folded it, looked over at me, and said, "Hi, how you doing?" I went, "Hi, how are you?" Luther Vandross. I was like, "Oh, mate."
Big man in the
And
business
then,
still.
I gave him my card, but he never called me. No.
Yeah.
You weren't as tight.
Not like that.
Oh.
I wanted to sing for him. Anyway, he did invite me to his concert, but we had the concert the same day, so I couldn't go. I met loads of people. Yeah. I met Natalie Cole. Natalie Cole. I met her in some city in South Africa. I met so many people.
Shaka Khan.
Yeah, I worked with Shaka.
Yeah. So we've all met.
Denise Williams.
Yes,
she
I
worked
worked
with
with
her.
her.
Yeah. So
Brenda Artman.
So basically, these are my mother, auntie, and then I'm the niece. So I'm.
Yeah. Don't worry, Karine. We were coming to you.
We're getting to you. Yeah, we're gonna get to you. We're not leaving you
We
out.
were getting to you. But...
The niece is better than Carmen.
Sorry.
So what happened is it triggered down to my generation. Well, just me really.
Yeah. What Voices with Soul together?
All right, we
Tell the
used
story.
to do praise and worship at church, and then
Oh yeah, so I like reality
Right.
TV. So I tried to get onto how many shows I can. So I just saw it advertised, but then I thought,
what advertised?
X Factor. I saw the advertisement for X Factor, and I was
Right.
like, black people don't get on there. That's just from Luton, or I just didn't think we would get on there. So I rang the number, left a message, and then we got a phone call. Yeah, we got.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you got
a phone call. Do you want to go for an audition and everything? And they sent it through the post. And
No, but how we got to know, me and Grace, Grace
the
was doing my hair, and Corinne came in and said, "Oh, by the way, we've got an audition for X Factor." We were like, "What?"
I just saw that advertised on telly yesterday.
We were
Yeah.
like, "What?
Active.
What are you saying?" So
Active, proactive.
So didn't you lot know that Karina made a call to them to try and get you lot on the show?
Kareen.
it's all right.
Kareen.
It's
Oh,
okay.
sorry,
Sorry.
Karine, sorry.
Yes, that's fine. Thank
No,
you.
I didn't tell them.
No, she didn't tell us.
Well, I didn't think I was going to get through. So I was like, I wasn't prepared to say anything. And then when they said, oh, yeah, come for audition, I was like, oh, no, I've got to tell them. And then also, we didn't have a name. So that was another thing. Was like,
Corinne,
what,
were
they
you
got
not
four
doing
of
stuff
us.
together as a trio though, or were you looking to go and do it by yourself? Did you have your mum and your aunt in mind when you made the phone call, or
Yeah, I won't sing. I'm not.
no,
It was 4 of us.
No, but
Was
he's
it
asking me
4?
the question. No, I wouldn't do solo, even though I could, but I'm too shy to do solo. So I was like, I did have them in mind. There was 4 of us going to do it.
But
Yeah.
the 4th one, the dad died, so she couldn't join the group.
Oh, bless.
I have to tell him, oh, she's not timid.
Can I ask one more question? How many of you out of the 10 can sing? Can all of you sing, or how many of you can actually sing?
Okay.
All right. Irene sings very good with a hoover. Nadia's got a little bit of voice there, you
Oh
know.
my God.
Nadia's got a little bit of voice. Glenn can sing.
Yeah.
Josh can sing.
Glenn can't
and Billy
sing.
can sing, and that's it.
Can Glenn sing?
Yeah.
oh my God!
Yes.
I don't know about that.
No way.
Listen,
Okay. Okay.
he is a mixture of Blue Eyed and Elvis mixed together.
Is it? Black Elvis.
Lou, what?
Blue Eye, that's Samson.
Frank
Frank
Sinatra.
Sinatra.
No, it's the other one.
But he's good at like
Yeah,
imitating.
Okay. Wow. That sounds good.
He's a good imitator.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's very good.
Very good.
And he's a very good musician.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he can play most instruments.
Mm.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, any questions from anyone?
I'd like to
Before we
say
start
that.
talk about the X Factor.
Yes.
All right,
Okay.
go on then. So Corinne, follow on. So
Okay, so with the X
they asked you
Factor,
to come and audition, and then what happened next?
so
When we got there,
when we got there,
when we got there, they were asking us what name are we. So Corinne had said, no, he didn't. SWV. So I goes, we can't have SWV because that's sisters with voices.
You didn't know that.
Yes, anyway, and then we said VWS, and then we made it up together, Voices with Soul.
yeah. So when we went for the audition, we always make sure, because I go through quite a few auditions, so we make sure we wear certain clothes. Yes, great. There's quite a lot of shows I could name that I've been on.
No, that was
on.
after. That was after.
No,
That's after. No, you wasn't before. You never been on television.
Yeah, I was on that.
Anyway,
No, remember I almost won a TV and Vanessa's show. I was on Vanessa's show. What a big
Idiot.
yeah,
You've not been on a lot of TV programs. I know that.
Remember
You're
Catch
funny.
TV?
no, come on,
When I was
say
on
the
the quiz
story.
show. Oh,
Yeah, yes.
Oh,
yes,
sorry,
yes.
sorry. Yeah, and
I'm not even
so,
going to edit that out, neither. I'm going to keep all of that in. Go on. Go on.
yeah. So, what was I saying? Yeah, so we make sure we are close stood out. Well, Grace picked the clothes, and
We stood out for
we stood out for sure because Simon didn't like it. He liked our voice, but it's like, who dressed you?
No, because when we did the audition, we looked really nice and sharp. and then we had to wear the same clothes for the next stage.
Yeah, because with these reality shows, when it comes to the singing, people will think it's easy to go in there, but you go through about 4 heats,
Yeah,
and then you
Meet the judges.
and then you get onto the show.
yeah.
All right.
If
So
they
before
like
you
it,
even before you even get filmed or anything,
Yeah.
you still got to go through
Yeah.
4 heats.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
because they were filming everything, you have to be consistent in your clothes. So
Right.
it's a little bit of a breeze, you get me?
So make
And
it look like it's the same day or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
The Queen had taken out her hair and then she had to sew the hair on the hat.
Great.
So what was Simon like?
Wow. So
What's he like?
he had a soft spot for us.
Yeah.
So basically, to cut the story short, we just had the worst judge. We had Louis, and Louis doesn't know how to
Manage
women.
Yeah,
So
okay.
if we had Simon, but what with these reality
Simon or Sharon.
Sharon loved us.
Yeah.
But with these reality shows, they're very like not real, it's fake sort of thing. So basically he put on that show X Factor, and it was for Steve Brookside. So they wanted to do a household older man to win the show. But then him and Simon fell out. So the show, us being on the first series, didn't advertise us as much. If we went on the second series, then I think we would have got further, but we still got further regardless.
Yeah.
What you've got to realize is a lot of these shows, they have to have a dramatic episode, an episode where it's all planned, basically.
It's
And
dramatized,
so,
isn't it? It's dramatized.
Yeah. And so the cliffhanger at the end, will they get through? Will they last another week? That's the sort of thing that they played on with the X Factor, especially as it was the first show and they didn't know what they were doing in the sense of the direction they wanted to take the show in.
So it was actually the first show.
Yes.
Okay.
We were the pilot show.
50,000 people we
75.
auditioned. Okay, 75,000 we auditioned, and we got to the top 6.
Yeah.
So our achievement is like really happy with that achievement, and it also like sometimes when we go to certain clubs and everything, you'll see a poster of us on the wall, or so Voice of Soul. They were just in different places in London, and to know that we done this how many years ago?
19 years ago.
19 years ago, to be still
on people
remember our Voices of Soul. It's like it's awesome.
Yeah, it's an achievement still.
It is an achievement. Sometimes our own town do forget that we are singers, but praise God, all is well.
We don't forget you, man. You're homegrown. We never not forget.
No, not you.
So who else? Who else was on the series with you? What other acts? Are any of them still around? Did any of them get successful?
Yeah, so you've got Rowetta, she still sings, but she was with Happy Monday.
Yeah.
You've got Tabby, you've got Two to Go.
You've got G4 still going.
So some of us are still singing and still do. We do like what do we do?
We do cabarets. So
yeah,
like we do holiday parks, or we do private functions.
Yeah, funerals.
Yeah.
So what is that, like butlers and stuff like that?
Yeah.
That's
That's
good.
good as well.
Yeah,
And also with the being on the X Factor, it was able for us to do different avenues with each other, like different TV programs.
Like that Big Brother
was able to go on. No, Big Brother not audience great, because you wasn't.
We're gonna come to
the
yeah. So we're gonna come to the reality show bit in a bit, because I know you've been on a few, I should say. I noticed that Luton's got a kind of quite a background in some of these reality shows, isn't it? Because I know obviously you guys done it, and then Brenda done quite well, didn't she? And there was another lady, I can't remember her name. Bev Trotman, yeah. And the running theme is that it's you all come from a church background.
Yeah.
And we know Sarah's in the house. Sarah's had a lot of success as well. So what do you think it is? Is it something in the Luton water? Is it what is it? You know, because
It must be something in the water.
There's something in the water.
There's so much talent in Luton,
Talent.
and even
lot of
now
talent.
there's good talent in Luton as well. So that Luton gets forgotten, but there's brilliant people and good talent out there in Luton.
Sure, I'll agree.
Okay. Anyone got a question?
What do you like doing
Sarah,
best? Like,
Sarah got where she was because she hangs with us, the Campbell.
Chloe, shut up. I'm
It's true.
Yeah, well, it's true, isn't it, Sarah?
funny.
It's true. You ate our food and you sing our songs and everything, didn't you?
It's very true.
Yes.
It's very
Yeah.
true. With the choir, but the fact is, Hilda and I were singing all the time, and there was that lovely bond. And of course,
Yes.
as Grace said, I remember that band that Grace was with, and Grace was a phenomenal singer way back then. And of course, Elder Campbell was incredible. So, you know, it's definitely because of my contact with 21 Clarendon Road. Definitely.
And a lot.
I was going to ask them.
Sorry.
What
Dad
what
taught a
does
lot of the black
one
boys.
at a time.
Sorry.
One at a time.
Okay.
Go on, Arlene, ask your question.
No, let Irene finish. No, ask.
No, I was just saying, Dad taught a lot of the boys, the young boys in Luton, how to play the instruments. You know, a lot of them. And if you ask them who taught you how to play, it would be Dad. You know what I mean? And Pastor Campbell, sorry. Yeah. And growing up with my sisters and that, oh God. Anyway, we don't have time on the show for me to tell you.
Go ahead, Arlene. You had a question.
No, I was going to ask, well, all of you really. What do you like doing best? Do you like doing the singing, or do you like doing the reality TV? Or Corinne, you've done.
Singing is my first love,
Yeah,
and it will be my last.
oh, I know.
Right.
So what about you, Grace, Corinne?
I like a mixture, because I do like reality shows. I do like I do love.
You like to pay up to the camera.
Like to acting up.
I
And
do
Corinne?
like acting and that. Yeah. Mine is a mixture, but I would say probably I like the essay work. I do like to do loads of commercials and be on soaps and even though I'm only in the background, but I make sure I stand out. Absolutely. Make sure we stand out.
Put yourself in the video light, yeah.
Up in the video light.
So
Blacks, go ahead.
Let's about some of the shows what you've actually been in. I remember seeing you lot on that coach thing one time.
That was the best.
Ah,
I actually like that.
I like that
The
program.
thing is,
Yeah.
with the coach trip, we were like the first black female to win. Would they put it on YouTube? No, they wouldn't even. They wouldn't. If you tried to type up 2010 coach trip, it's nowhere to be seen. And our show was really good. It was so funny. We even got
it. Pretty good.
Yeah, if you watched it on TV, it was fine. But on YouTube, usually you can find anything on YouTube.
Yeah,
but they
right.
decided not to put it on there. And also, there was
we won it.
And we won it. And there was a lady who was in a coma, and she laughed so much that she came out of her coma. And then she wrote to us to say thank you.
Yeah, they played it while she was in a coma.
Wow.
And then she came through.
So what do you get for winning something like that then? How does it work?
Well, we
got
got
a coach
money, but they gave us another coach trip.
What, you just got a holiday? Is that what you got?
And a hotel.
And
another coach trip to go again and do the same thing.
No, that wasn't recorded. This coach trip was like
a holiday
vacation. But it was, do you know what? It was so good. Like we picked it around my birthday, because my birthday's Jamaican Independence Day, 6th of August. So so we picked it, but it was all old people, But let me tell you something. I had the best time, and them old people, they had more energy. I wanted to go to bed. They're like, no, come on, dance. So
Yeah.
it was so.
And we were the only black in the village, and it was lovely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's nice. Blaps, you had a
They
question?
treated us like they were beautiful to us.
Queens, yeah? Oh.
Yeah.
Blaps, you had a question?
Yes. Hi, how you doing, sisters?
Hi.
Hi. I was first time I heard about the Campbells, I was in single digits, I think. And it was basically I was in Berry Park. I remember this like it was yesterday. And my dad, we were outside the laundrette, I think it was, in Berry Park, the big one. And your dad came strolling up, big feather out of his hat, right, strolling hard with a cane. And my dad said that, hi, Mr. Evelyn, how you doing? And they stopped for a chat and then they walked off. And he goes, that's one of the most respected people in Luton. And if you don't understand, then if you try to say you were disrespectful to him, the whole of Luton would know about it and you would find out. Right, literally. I was like, wow, I wanted to be like that guy. He's so cool. That's so cool to me. So now I know, do you get that kind of respect? Do people really remember the whole Campbell, the history of the Campbells when you go onto shows and stuff like that? Because if they did, they'll understand. And they'll put your shows up.
Isn't it? So if we sing in the track circuit, we're definitely recognised, and everyone will be like, remember my granddad, their dad, and they'll be like, yeah, the Campbell girls, or yeah.
Because I've been on a couple of game shows myself, as right, and much to my chagrin, but it's like they do ask you your history. Didn't that? Yeah.
But he was quite dapper as well, wasn't he? He was very dapper in his dress sense.
Yeah, very, very dapper.
Mm.
I can, like, people will come up to me and said, oh, Grace, I just need to come to Luton and ask, do you know the Campbells? Did you know that everyone knows the Campbells? And they can find at least one of us that they can get in touch with. So, yeah.
A great man. He was a great man. I mean, you know, we can speak from great experience because we came from tough. I don't know if you guys can remember, but when we left Aylesbury from our dad being a complete nutcase and chasing us and trying to find us, and your family took us in, your dad in particular took us in, and we won't ever forget that.
We'll never forget.
I think that was the biggest funeral as well.
I was going to say to that. That was
3,500 people.
Definitely, it was a big
That was
funeral.
ridiculous.
And that was
I remember a police helicopter.
Wasn't there security or something?
There was a police helicopter. I remember. There was a police escort. It was on Anglian News, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah, and Lucky. And the thing about it was,
it was mad.
The thing about it was, before my dad died, he knew he was going to die, and he told us that he was going to die, and said that he dreamt that he was famous, and that he was in a horse-drawn carriage.
What?
And he also said that when he goes, he doesn't want anybody in black. Some people never got the memo, but it's all right. And he wants a carnival atmosphere. And so that's what we did. We put together and we got him floats. In fact, people donated floats
and cars.
And cars.
Yeah.
And we just put out word we needed the brass band. We got a brass band. They turned up. We had steel band. We had a lot of it we didn't pay for. That funeral probably would have cost 15 grand, but we didn't pay that because a lot of people volunteered themselves.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't know Anglia Television was going to turn up at the house. Or Lookies. Anglia Television knocked the door and we were like, who's this? And they're like, hello, Anglia Television, we want to film. We was like, sure. So they filmed from the house to the church. And in the church was BBC Look East. And we didn't even know that. And so a lot of it just came together. There was in the Arndale, it was called at the time, all the shops shut for 1 hour. Yeah. For an hour in the Arndale in respect to my dad.
And Berry Park.
And Berry Park.
That's
and
amazing. That is amazing.
yeah, they just closed their shops in respect for my dad, because when my dad was here, he never looked down his nose at anyone. No. There were times when we would, getting prepared for dinner because we had to sit around the table to eat as a family. We don't do that these days. Not everybody does that. But we had to sit around the table as a family and eat dinner together. And sometimes Dad will come with a homeless person, and let them eat with us. We had to learn to love strangers.
Yeah. Even prostitutes came to the house.
For real.
And that's nice.
And and he used
put
to
his clothes. He used to take his best clothes and give them and let them dress in his best clothes.
Yeah, and he also used to he visit the mosque.
Yes.
He visited the synagogue when we had it in Berry Park.
Yes.
And he visited places that other Christian leaders probably would never go in.
Absolutely.
Because he was a community man. Yeah. He helped
in the riots.
He helped to calm the riots down. He wasn't in the riot.
Which riot? What, Berry Park or Marsh Farm?
Yeah, the Marsh Farm. He
Marsh
was
Farm.
the one that helped he told them, put down on a stone and everything. Come on, let's get together. Let's talk about it. And everybody put their weapons down.
And also, before that, remember he had a dream that someone in the royal was going to pass away. Is that the story?
No, that's not the story.
No, Corinne, no.
Guys told me.
No, that's before he died.
No,
but you've gone too far now.
We're not talking about that. We're still talking about the hymn.
And guess who died? It was Lady Diana.
Yeah.
Year after
him.
And buried on the same day, a year later, the 6th of September.
Oh, sorry, I just had to throw that in there. So we just
so he was very well known, he was very well respected. And it's a shame to see us scattered.
Yeah.
We're not the same as we was when we were growing up.
No.
But I wanted to say that you guys are a very great representation for the family and for your dad. And I'm very much appreciative of everything you do and done.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Glad to know you.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you, Auntie Mary.
Thank you from Grenada.
Right. So, Corinne, back to the reality shows then. So you lot one coach trip.
Yeah.
And I see, I think I've seen you on Big Brother.
Yeah.
I've seen you on a few things actually. Just
Yeah. So I
lurking
did.
around.
I took my mum to Judge Rinder. She owed me money, and she still does.
Oh yeah.
I remember seeing that. I remember seeing that. Yeah.
And that was a bit of a mix up, innit?
They've been on Casualty and then EastEnders.
Yeah, I did a dating show, Take Me Out, and I still didn't get taken out. And then,
All right, so tell us about Judge Rinder, because the Judge Rinder
Nobody
looks like a
did
right
it.
piece of mix up. So he's saying Gracie,
nobody
great.
did her. And the latest one I did do was with Jerry Halliwell, and that was like All Together Now, was a singing show. Actually, let me tell you the background behind it. So we went for this singing show, and we were singing. Voice and Soul. I put them forward. This is like 3 years ago, and we sang, and then they asked us to, what would you do if you want to be a judge? And you guys wanted
It was more than 3 years ago.
It's 4.
No, it's more than
No, it's not 4, because the pandemic, maybe 5 years ago then, because of the pandemic, I would have done more shows. Anyway, so they asked us, do we want to be a judge? And them two wanted to be a judge. I said, no, I want 50 grand. I wanted to go into the show. I wanted the 50 grand, innit?
Oh yeah, you wanted to win.
I wanted to win. But in the end, I became the judge, and then I had to abandon us. How do you tell the other two that they never got picked to be a judge, knowing that we went, all three of us went for audition to sing, and then they're like, oh, by the way, we just want you to be the judge. And I was like, how am I going to tell them? Grace was saying, don't do it. Yeah, you wasn't happy.
No,
yeah, you said,
lying.
I'm not lying.
I said, go.
No, you didn't. You said, what? Anyway, remember, you goes, how can you leave us? Because you picked us three. You can't leave me. And I was like, do you know what? I'll bring you in. You didn't. But then they were so encouraging, and it was good. It was a good show.
Great. I've seen you in a few things on the TV.
Yeah,
it's quite nice to sit there and
seen that.
see
So what is it? I don't get it.
It's called
What
100
was it?
Voices. It was on BBC One. So basically, there's 100 of. We look like the Muppet Show actually. There's 100 judges.
What's it called?
And all together now. All together. Now it's worldwide. Like every country's got it. But England did only like 2 or 3 shows. So basically, you sing. The contestant will sing, and if we like them, so they make us practice loads of songs. And then you sing with the contestant, and then you press your buzzer to say you like them. And then if there's like how many 189 people stood up singing, and then they go to the next stage. So there was different stages, but then you get knocked off if someone else comes and it was higher score than the previous.
That sounds good.
So yeah, it was good. It was good. And we did a celebrity one. That was good. But also we did when in lockdown, we did a lot of essay work. So we were in EastEnders a lot. Casualty. So, but we still do that we still do essay work, and we do TV commercials and whatever we can get ourselves into.
Well, I'm on pause at the moment.
Is the essay work easy though? Like you just it's just like in the pub having a drink type of thing.
Yeah, it's long-winded, long hours it can be, but it's rewarding if you get to see yourself on there. Yeah.
So it's hit and miss really. You'll be there all day. You don't really know.
Yeah, but then to me, because I've been in it quite a long time, I'm quite happy to be paid to not be in something. I'm like, well, even if I didn't get on there, I got paid. So that's how I feel.
How long is the day? Like, how many hours do you have to be there for?
Yeah, sometimes it depends. Sometimes you're contracted for like 10 hours, and you do overtime, so it could be 14 hours. The max is like 14 hours or 16 hours. That's over pushing it. It's mainly between 10 and 14 hours. But you get fed.
How long do you do that for? Like a week, 2 weeks, monthly?
This industry is a hard industry, so to be still chosen over loads of people in essay work. So you can have 3 days, 2 days, 1 day, but the only thing is the pay takes ages, so you can't really rely on the pay. But I enjoy it. So
that's good.
You like to be in front of the screen, yeah?
Grace, I'm gonna be on Top Boy.
No way,
serious? When?
What, drug dealer?
Well, you can't hope that they.
No, I'm not drug dealer.
Beautiful.
I'm in the riot.
Grace, I don't know why you don't say anything till you get on there, because they might not show it.
It don't matter. I was on there.
I was on there with.
I did 4
days.
Okay,
they might not show that bit.
I came onto it, did I?
I did 4 days. So I must be in one of them shots.
I wouldn't say.
Look out for you.
But hold on a minute. Grace, Karine, I want to know about Judge Rinder, man. that was a mix-up in it. I don't know what was going in there.
That was a mad thing.
So Karine, you said your mother owe you money, right? And you take her on TV for your paper.
Well, I had to ask her first. I was like, would you like to? Well, actually, there was someone else I was putting forward, but they said no. So I was like,
I didn't know it was a second choice.
So, Karine, was that staged then?
Yes.
Was it
staged then?
Yeah, the story's real.
Yeah. It's a story, but it's kind of staged, really, isn't it?
No, it's real. She owes me money.
No.
So no, it is staged, and it is about your personality as well. So,
but Arlene,
yeah,
you believe some people cuss me.
Is it?
But I mean, money. And take about the money.
No, they cussed me and said, "How can somebody like you in that reputation end up doing something like that?" And I thought,
for doing it.
Yeah. If you knew me, You would never say that question.
But they didn't even watch it.
They
So they don't.
didn't even watch
I've
it.
not seen it. Can I still see it?
Yeah.
Some little clippage.
But
on,
That's
YouTube.
it.
Some people will say, bringing up scriptures. You shouldn't take your brother to court. The Bible says you shouldn't take your brother.
So that means they were telling me off because I took my mum to court.
But you didn't actually take her to court, really. It's like a show, isn't it?
It's a show. It's a reality
So,
show. But then
yeah.
why are they watching it then? So they like other people going to
It's
court.
giving you examples of things that you could take people to court for, and
Exactly. Yeah. It'll be private.
But it was funny because when our bishop saw it, he started laughing.
Because if you know us, you know there's just banter in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So how would I look that up then? What would I
I
look
think
for?
you put just Judge Rinda.
What year?
What year was it? Just put Pinky Promise because there was a bit of
Pinky
a
Promise. Okay, I'll have a look.
bit of a scene where me and my mum was like, Pinky Promise. But Mr. Rinda, he said that my mum must have brought me up very well because I was working from the age of 13, and he was like, your mum has done a good job, and I was like, thank you. And then Grace called herself Lady Manor of Bedfordshire.
Lady Manor.
No.
Oh. Lady G. Oh.
Lady G.
Yeah.
Oh, Bedfordshire.
Yeah.
Okay, then. Great.
Hold on, Lady G of Bedfordshire.
Bedfordshire.
Not
Bedfordshire.
Luton.
Okay.
Not Luton, just Bedfordshire. Yeah.
You can't say
Okay, then.
No,
Bedfordshire.
So what's in the pipeline? What's in the pipeline? What's the plans?
Our plan is to do an album.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Do an album, a gospel one.
Yeah, so basically what I need to do is whip them into shape.
You need to whip yourself.
And yeah, just try and get ourselves more out there. The pandemic kind of slowed us down a bit.
No, we did our own reality show on our
we did. Actually, we did Mondays evenings. Monday evenings on what was that? Voice with Soul? No. Hanging out with Voices with Soul. We did that during the pandemic, which was really, really good. And we used to do on a Sunday afternoon. We used to sing on Facebook. So
that's
yes,
what she said.
But we hope to bring something back soon.
I'm still going to do essay work.
I'm not saying that you won't do it.
I could see you on Gogglebox.
Our plan.
You know that.
That's a good thing, Ali.
I could see you on Gogglebox.
Yeah, you guys should be on Gogglebox for real.
We commissioned that show.
We commissioned
Did you?
I
could see you doing that.
And we never
Sorry?
We commissioned that show.
Yeah.
When you do a pilot.
When you do a pilot and
Well,
they
the
liked it,
producers.
and
So you're gonna do it?
us. Yeah. And we're the one who make that show be a Google box and then even pick it up.
Oh yeah. Try again.
So do you have an agent, or do you just
No,
together
we're
just
looking
go
for
out there
ourselves.
looking for work?
No, we just do it ourselves.
Yeah.
Well, like in the filming industry, we all have there's agents,
Yeah.
loads, like. But in the singing world, no.
No, we
just do it ourselves.
We've got one agent.
Hildia.
No,
we've got one agent.
We've got
Oh,
one
yeah,
agent.
He books us for holiday park.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, I've got a vocal academy.
Yeah.
Yes, on a Wednesday at Marsh House.
And it's free.
Right. Okay.
6:30 till 8.
She teaches you how to sing.
How is that going, Hilda?
It's going very well. People want to join. I'm
Yeah.
not there tonight because I'm here. No.
Yeah.
Oh, I used to go to that.
Sorry?
I said I used to go to one of your singing academies.
Oh, please. Yes, you please, Lorraine.
Yes, you need it. Crazy.
No,
We're joking.
And I still can't sing.
Listen, if you can teach us what to sing, no problem.
I'm not gonna lie, I had a few lessons.
Yes, you
It was, yeah, they were
You've
nice.
got a good voice, though,
did with
Skip.
it.
Thank you. Huh?
Skip's got a good
What did
voice.
you do with those lessons?
Just keep trying, innit? Let's just keep trying. I've got them recorded still, so I can still work with them.
So, guys, give us a memorable Voices with Soul performance, something what sticks out in the memory.
Oh,
Must
I'll
be
give you a funny one. I'll give you a funny one. So we was on the X Factor tour. We was on the X Factor tour. So we start the show off. So, and we sing Lady Marmalade. So there's steps that we have to go up. So the music starts. And then we sing, yeah? So we was in Derby. So the music came on. Ready, girls? Yeah, we're ready. I have a great show. Yeah, yeah. So we're climbing the stairs. Blacks, I fell on my face. In front of 15,000 people.
No.
And I had to get up quickly because my heel got caught in my trousers.
And it was like the crowd went,
and then
It was like a Madonna
I
moment.
was just about to say that, yeah, you're in good company. Madonna done the same thing.
We had to still sing. We were laughing inside.
like we still had to perform. But if I looked at Graves, it would be all over. So, but there's some bits in the song I had to look at Graves, and we're laughing and singing at the same time. and we couldn't wait for with 3 songs. We were like, please let it be over.
You're really lucky that social media wasn't that famous then.
Yeah.
You're lucky that social media wasn't that renowned then, innit? That would have been everywhere.
It's been all over it. But
Someone
trust
might find
you,
it. You
Hilda.
never know on TikTok. Something will find.
What's your memory of Voices with Soul that sticks out?
What about yours? I don't know.
Lie!
What then?
I don't know.
Oh, there's that time when you got
Why me?
Well, it's you again.
Again.
We were asked to come on the Paula Grady show, yeah, but Hilda had glitter in her eye, and she couldn't see it. She had to go to the hospital, and we lost out of going to Paula Grady show.
But that wasn't a singing thing.
You were singing.
The memory. No, I wasn't singing that.
Yes, we was. We was on tour.
Listen. You're not understanding the question.
All right.
Hold on, Hilda. So how did you manage to get glitter in your eye?
What did you say?
How did you manage to get glitter in your eye? That's so you.
No, we had
was looking at man.
No, it wasn't. We've got a makeup artist. We had a makeup artist on tour, and he overdid it with the glitter.
Yeah.
And so when I was singing, because you're glowing.
Oh, I remember one.
And so the glitter just rolled down into my eye.
I remember one.
And she had to wear a patch.
I had to wear a patch, yeah, with BWS on it. I remember one time we was on tour, and we had to do a sort of a dance move across the stage, but there was grids on the stage. My heel got stuck in it. So as I'm going, I'm dancing. I'm trying to get my heel out of the grid at the same time.
And we've got long boots on.
Oh my gosh! And then eventually it prized itself, and I went, "Thank you, Jesus!" And I just avoid that grid when we're doing our dance act. I remember that. What about you, Tree?
No, nothing happened.
Yes, there must be.
No, darling.
Yes, no. There gotta be one. No, I'm sick of what.
I've got a question.
Yes.
Are you still doing the comedy stuff?
We look like the comedy.
Who? Me?
Yeah.
No.
That's Irish.
Irene
It's
is
me
supposed to
and
be
no,
on.
but you
Irene's
and
here,
Glenn.
where is she?
Just Glenn and I did one
That's
show.
Irene.
No, Irene, she's talking about me, Arlene. So Glenn
You're a
and I
comedian.
did a comedy show. That was good. Yeah.
You were
How was
host.
you?
Yeah, we hosted a comedy show.
But
That was very, very
You
good.
upset.
And I upset Barbara. Barbara, you are there?
No, no. Wait a minute. Is one of you? Which one is it? Oh my gosh! You did a stand-up routine.
Irene, Killer Black.
Let me tell you, it's
But
Irene.
she's not
Sorry.
there now because she got a date with
See.
her husband. With her husband.
Yeah, she was here earlier. Where's she gone? She gone?
She's got time somewhere.
Busy.
Oh,
Oh,
she
funny.
Right.
She's
Any
gone.
more questions? We'll take 2 quick more questions. Anyone got one?
Yeah, before we wrap up.
Oh, it's been fun being on here.
Did he get
good?
asked to do? Did he get asked to do the Wizard of Oz musical that's happening in Ivanhoe?
No,
Paul-
no. Hilda
Sorry.
got the Wizard of Oz just doing that hair. The hair she's
You,
got on.
you lot. Jeez and peas, man.
Wicked.
So I've got a quick one before we go.
You know, Wicked. It's Wicked. I'm talking about. Sorry. My bad.
Any performances
With
locally?
Ari Grande. Yeah, I almost got on
Ariana.
there, but
That's right.
nah, I didn't get it. Can't believe
Yeah,
it.
'cause,
But it wasn't nice anyway. So it being in the background and knowing the story behind it, it wasn't a good production. But that will make it look good.
Okay.
Have you guys got any performances planned, like locally?
The year's nearly done, so no. We're singing at a funeral. Oh.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, because you don't do that as well. You do a lot of the funerals, don't you?
Yeah.
Funerals and weddings, isn't it?
Very nice, yeah.
Funeral's that name, Grace?
Ferry's sister. We were gonna sing at an old people's home tomorrow, but sadly the Saturday. Oh, no, Saturday. But sadly the lady passed away. We were gonna sing too. But yeah, so we did get a booking for that, bless her.
Oh, bless.
So yeah, so people are still booking us for different occasions for singing.
Good.
Yeah.
That's good. All right, ladies, you fancy giving us a little song?
Little bit,
For the group? Share something with us. The floor is yours.
Spread some of the love and the blessings, you know?
Yes.
Thank you.
When you're weary, feeling small, when tears are in your eyes, I'll dry them all. I'm on your side. Oh, when times get rough and friends just can't be found, like a bridge over troubled water, I will lay me down, like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down.
Thank you.
It's beautiful. And it's convenient for the show as well, the type of show. Because, yeah, this is why you need to come on here and talk, isn't it?
That's right. Thanks so much. Much appreciated.
Proud of you, girls, man.
man. Yeah, respect. Thanks for coming on, guys. It's much appreciated.
Thank you so much for your time.
Yes, man. That was quite fun.
Yeah, that was nice. That was nice.
Yeah, man. Respect.
That's up.
Blessing.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Good seeing you guys.
Bye.